What's up, guys? Welcome back to some more Scrap Mechanic, and things have changed. Things have changed quite a lot, as you can clearly tell. There are some new things in the background here, but this is not an update. This is a mod, and this is a rather good one. So whenever I saw this, I was just like, okay, you know what? I got to do something on this. I absolutely have to do something on this. So let's just go in and create a new game, and let's call that Water. Well, water, you ask? Yes. Water. And we have a new loading screen as well. This is amazing. Like, this is the first time I'm ever seeing the loading screens, and there's a bunch of new textures as well. You had to install a mod, and this mod is by MJM and Durf, I think his name was. Yeah, and both of their channels are in the description below. Go ahead and check those out. These are the modders that have collaborated into making this mod. God, this takes forever, doesn't it? Okay, there we go. The loading bar is moving very slightly. Yeah, there we go. I guess it is to be expected, and they also said that whenever you were loading up the game again, God, just look at this. Look at this! This looks like a huge freaking desert already. We have so many new environments. This is crazy. But yes, they said that whenever you had to install this mod because you need to load in some new textures, then A, you have to delete all the cached files, which is perfect. 2, it takes a longer time to start up, but only does this once, and that's because it needs to load everything in again. So, this is the new environment, but there is no water. I wonder what we can do about that. Also, look at this right here. They have created new textures as well. These are some seashells, we got some seaweed as well, we got some underwater grass, very tall, which is very nice. We got a bunch of new things and a bunch of islands around, but really this is just all one huge piece of land, right? Well, we can do something to this only piece of land that is gonna make it a little bit more unique, and I think we have, wait. Hang on a second, where's the thing I'm looking for? Ah, there we go, I found it. Here it is. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a new block, also better known as a water block. Oh my god, okay, right. So, apparently you can put this one on in different stages, like however you really want, and then you can still go below it. Look at this. Okay, this is crazy. We got 2 puddles now. So I don't think there's any way to really remove these. Like, I haven't checked up on that yet. I guess there would be at some point, right? So it's right there. Maybe you should be able to, yeah, see, whenever I'm right clicking, I cannot delete that, but that is okay. So let's just delete that instead. That didn't really help too much. But yeah, I guess we're gonna put on some more water here, and then we're gonna take a look at some of the opportunities. Let's say, for instance, that right there. Okay, so all the islands are like now made because I flooded the entire thing. But yeah, we need to take a little look at some opportunities that you can use this for. Also because in here, if I remember correctly, yes, there it is, we have an invisible wheel. I did not select that correctly. Let's just do that one more time. Come on, and there we go. You can't see it, but it's there. Because it doesn't have any collision, right? There's no collision and there's no physics to it. I can just jump right out here, and it's still just gonna put me into the bottom. It's kind of weird that there also is this puddle below the other ocean here that we have created, but that is okay. I love the way the light shines through there. So this is water, like pretty much water within Scrap Mechanic, but again, we need to make sure that we can also use this to traverse around. And how do we do that? Well, that is where the before mentioned invisible wheel comes into place. So I think we also had just a few other things. Also, my game is lagging and I'm not too sure why. It looks to me that there should be more parts. Like, we should definitely have more parts, but I guess it doesn't really matter too much. So what you're going to use these invisible wheels for is actually to make boats, or at least the illusion of you floating. Because again, there's no physics to this. If I were to build something that would go out like just a plank of wood, then it would not float at all. We need shallow waters. We need very shallow waters to be able to test this out. Again, I'm not too familiar with this mod, but I know for one thing that I have made a huge mistake by making the water too big. Because technically what you need to make is a driving creation that will touch the ground as well below you. So again, that's going to give the illusion that you're basically just floating on the water. God, I want to go over to the other islands right there. This still looks incredibly trippy. I think we see the edge out there. That looks even more trippy. There's 2 above me. Okay, so there's one below, and then there's another one right on top there, and then there's the third one up there. I have seriously messed this world up. I think I need to reload a new one. Alright, I loaded in a new world, and here I have a nice open area that is completely flat. So here I can show you, god damn it, what's up with all the lag? I guess that's something with the mod. We also did that whenever we checked out the Grego mod. There was a bit of lag there too. But here we got a nice big flat surface. And what we can do here is show you guys what happens, or rather how it looks whenever you try to make the illusion that you're basically sailing on the water. And over here we got a little dent down here. So here I can show you what happens, or rather again, how it looks when you're not on a flat piece of land whenever you're gonna make a boat or whatever. So what I want to do is set the water to like very, very low heights. And the way I can do this is just to go up like, I think 5 will be enough. I'm just going to build out a few more things. There we are. Okay, so what I want to do now is apply the water again. And that is this block right here. It's kind of strange, so you really need to get the sort of behavioral feel for this. But now we got a little platform we can stand on, and we got water. Ha, this is beautiful. Okay, I just figured this out as well. Like this little hologram here that it makes whenever you're about to place it. Well, it doesn't show that below. You can still place it, but it doesn't show that below the water. Only if you go below as well. That's a little thing that you need to look out for in case you want to download this mod for yourself. I'm just going to be building some legs down here. So what you want to do, actually, I can just show you this. There was another bearing that was very small, and then you can put that on. I guess that was sort of like an invisible bearing or whatever, or nearly invisible because it was that small. So what I want to do here is like a 5x1 wheel. Yeah, I guess we can put that down there. Now I can't see the wheel, but I know for one thing that we can put that on there, and then that is going to act as sort of a, well, floating illusion mechanism, if you will. So I'm going to be putting this all the way around right here. And as you can see, for those of you with a very keen eye, the top level right there is actually sort of the water halfway up a block instead of just one block count, if that makes any sense. So that means, let me just see if I can get up here. I guess I need like one more of these blocks right there. There we go. That's easier. You can see right there that it's basically sticking halfway up the water, right? That gives you an awesome illusion of floating. And then we can put that on right there. Every captain needs like a good navigation thing, I don't even know, but we're gonna be getting a seat in Scrap Mechanic. I also saw in the modders videos that there are some new seats, like an actual thing that you stand with by a ship, like one of those huge pirate ships. I don't know the word in English, so sorry about that, but I do know that you can get a seat that is relatively close to that. I'm very excited to see how this one actually works, and I don't know if the invisible wheel also has that function of a bearing. So I guess we're gonna have to see about that, right? So I will need to brace it up. What the hell am I talking about? Let me just connect the last one there. There we go. Let's just make sure that everything is as it should be. These are not. These are clearly not. So I wonder what happens when I simply remove the lift there, because we do have an invisible wheel on. I'm just not too sure if it is like the correct height. Yes, look at that. There it is. Let's hop on up there. Let's see how this one does. I also took a time to, oh yes. Yes, look at this. Hang on a second. I gotta stop. This is so freaking awesome. Okay, but these needs to be immersed. I have made a raft, like the world's worst raft, at least in Scrap Mechanic. But look at this. This is what I was talking about before when you were on a very smooth surface, because it simply looks like you're floating, and all of those small like dust speckles, I don't really know what that is behind me, but that looks like water. God, look at that. We are actually relatively fast. I'm quite surprised about this. This is amazing. There's my little dock there, which is in the middle of nowhere, but yeah, that's fine. So here, yeah, you can see the raft is sinking. So again, this would maybe be best in a flat world. So I guess this is not the best, like the best type of raft or whatever, but it's definitely working. And you can see it hovering above it. Like, this is crazy. So let's just get up onto some actual land. I think I saw a nice big patch over here, which is also rather flat when we're going up. So I can show you this above the water surface. It's technically hovering above the ground. This is the invisible wheel, and this will be amazing for other creations as well. That just like in the regular world of Scrap Mechanic over here, by the way, we can make an amazing beach house or something. Like, I don't even know, just anything is possible now in Scrap Mechanic. Every single thing is possible. Let's see about this right out here. Let's do a little jump. Yeah, not very good, but still, yeah. And again, there is no collision, so this is all, oh my god, look at that. That looks so cool. It's almost kind of like a swamp here. This is incredible. But again, there's no collision, there's no buoyancy, there's not really anything to it other than you simply putting this on. And I think, I'm not too sure, but it said in here, let me just find it. Yeah, water block 15k, no collision. It looks to me, yeah, okay, so 1x1x1 block that stretches outwards in all directions. Cool. I also see this. You might want to place something noticeable next to it so you can easily find it should you ever want to remove or change the water level. So it looks to me that you can still change the water level. I just, you know, couldn't find it before because I put on the blocks at some random place. But it also looks to me that now we're going away from the islands. And that is cool because that should hopefully mean, I'm not too sure about this, but it should hopefully mean that things are getting much, much deeper out here. I guess we're also about to hit a level wall at some point, but I just want to see how far out we can go. Like, I get, okay, crap. Well, that wasn't very far, to be honest. That's okay, though. That is completely okay. But this is also like a very small water level, so I guess that it would be much, much deeper if I put this one a little higher, but sadly I can't find the block anywhere because I placed it on something that was not noticeable. Let's try to go up here because now I just need to at least get up here and check out the island. You know what, we can leave the world's dumbest raft here, that is completely fine. How? Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna question that. So walking up here, I see a lot of seaweed and all that stuff around. This indicates to me also, oh, there's a bunch of crabs. That is only a texture. That is not actually a crab right there. So it's not like we can do anything with it. You can also see that it's sort of just a sprite, but still, it's very amazing because from far away. Well, okay, it kind of looks like a dead carrot, but you know what I mean. This little guy right here, that looks like a crab, because he's also way, way smaller. Like, these big ones, I guess they need a little bit more work, but this is still absolutely amazing. I cannot believe this. So playing Scrap Mechanic for such a long time, I know that the worlds in it is sort of semi-procedurally generated. God, look at this. Look at this. It looks kind of weird because we're so far away that the island back there is actually covered by the fog that is in the air, or, you know, at least the mist, or however you wish to say that. But playing it for so long, I know that all of the worlds in there is sort of semi-procedurally generated. Like, you have different sort of areas, but they're randomly placed around the map itself. But I don't think this world here actually follows that rule. Like, it doesn't follow that rule. So this is just a static world, or however you wish to say that. I don't even know if static is the word to use, but it looks to me that this is just like a fixed world. There's not really too much dynamic stuff going on, other than the fact that you got an amazing amount of water everywhere. And you may be thinking like, okay, what do I do in case I want to revert back to what I had before? Well, they actually give you another folder, which I'm pretty sure it reverts all the files back to simply normal stuff. So in case you want to do that, you get those files along with the mod, and anytime you want, you can simply re-implement those and everything will be completely reset. Okay, it looks to me I have left a small patch of land out. Good on me, good on me. You know what? I think I know this time where I placed the water block. So I'm just gonna go back here and try to delete it. God, it's a shame we can't splash around here. And I think I placed it right about... Oh, hang on a second. Let me get up there. Let me get up there. There? Is that it? Yes, I got it. So that means I can now put that one up there, and it's going to be just a little bit taller, and I guess that small patch that we left out over there is also gone now. This is the water mod, guys. Hang on, let me just get up from here before I drown. But this is the water mod, incredibly awesomely made, and I cannot wait to see how they're going to expand on this, if they're ever going to expand on this. Again, this may be a work in progress. This may never be actual water, because maybe the game engine doesn't really support that, but this is still incredibly amazing. So guys, I'm going to have to cut it here, but either ways, thank you so much for watching this. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.